If you're anything like us, then throwing digital hands is essential to a happy life and quite frankly, a rite of passage. If you're looking for the next big hitters, here's a list of upcoming fighting games just around the corner to get your fix. DNF Duel is an upcoming fighting game by anime fighter specialist Arc System Works. It's based on the South Korean MMO beat-em-up Dungeon Fighter Online and features an eclectic cast of characters from the same series. It features a unique control scheme with simplified button inputs and an interesting system where recoverable health can be sacrificed for additional meter gain. Arc System Works have been on a bit of a roll recently, with Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Ball Fantasy Versus and Guilty Gear Strive all being incredibly well received, so DNF Duel is not one to sleep on.
복수는 언제나 환영이다.
신호는 이비한 눈으로 전달하는 것.
저 세상에서 만나자. 오케이, 사냥의 시간이다. 너무 늦어.
There's something incredibly special about the early 2000s era of fighting games, and Blazing Strike is set to hit us right in the feels. It's an indie 2D sprite-based fighter which seems to share a lot of DNA with Street Fighter 3 and King of Fighters. Whilst it was originally a Kickstarter project, it was picked up by publisher Axis Games to provide support. It's a 4-button system with 6 normals and an interesting rush trigger system which allows you to execute fast-paced attacks and movement, but at the cost of a meter that when drained leaves you at a disadvantage. Metal Revolution is described as the new generation of fighting game. The minimalist controls, deep gameplay and the cyberpunk robot theme are designed to bring a fresh battle experience. Simple moves allow for creativity. Breaking from the traditional fighting game controls, players can easily master the basic moves and even newcomers can also use cool combos. And the unique blocking and parrying mechanic allows you to reverse the battle situation when you are passively defending. Honestly, we're pretty excited for this one. Fighting games have always struggled with the approachability, so it's nice to see a dev taking steps to make it a little bit easier for newcomers to pick up a pad and start learning. Project L is another interesting one on the list as it's set to shake up the way that fighting games are potentially played in the future. It's a 2v2 assist-based fighter akin to, say, Marvel vs. Capcom, with what seems to be a heavy emphasis on pressure-based action. So expect long block strings, high-low mix-ups, launchers, wall bouncers, basically all those hype mechanics seem to be present. It's apparently going to use a simple directional-based move system, so think Smash Bros or Blaze Rangers rather than Street Fighter. Their design philosophy was to make things easier to approach but difficult to master. Fun at all skill levels, but making the steps easier to get there. Multiverses is an upcoming free-to-play platformer releasing later this year. It's essentially Warner Brothers' take on the Smash Bros formula, so rather than depleting health bars, you'll be aiming for ring outs whilst playing as a varied collection of animated characters under the Warner Brothers license. With characters such as Batman, Jake, Shaggy and even Arya Stark making an appearance, this is shaping up to be something worth keeping an eye on. Whether it's going to be any good though, kind of remains to be seen. We had pretty high hopes for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, but that never really scratched the Smash Bros itch we were hoping for. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R is a fighting game developed by CyberConnect 2 based on the anime of the same name. Originally a PS3 title, an enhanced port is set to release later this year. It's a 3D brawler and features about 40 characters from across 8 arcs of the manga series. Now these games aren't the most competitive fighters, but if you're a fan of anime brawlers, or even want to just experience the JoJo story, this will be a worthy addition to your collection. Easlaf 2 is an indie fighting game by developer 3. It's a sequel to the original Easlaf, and the graphics have been upgraded to an illustration style by turning 3D models into animated sprites. Returning characters have been reworked from the ground up, and new mechanics give players freedom expression to create their own unique style. Inspiration from the Guilty Gear series can be seen in examples such as Fatal Shift, Risk Gauge, and Air Dashes. You can support the game on Patreon to gain access to the latest build, but it's also a free demo that can be downloaded on the game's website. The demo has local verses, training, and 3 playable characters. Now Cerebral is a unique 4-player 2v2 assist fighter where each character is controlled uniquely by a separate player. This means communication will be imperative for longer combos and assists in order to beat your opponent, so we can see this getting a little spicy at the higher levels of play. It features stage breaks and a feature called Z-tagging where the bench players can fight for position in the background and jump to the foreground as an assist for the point player. It features a soundtrack by 2 Mellow, so if you like Jet Set Radio style jams, then this is definitely one for you. In a game series that needs no introduction, Street Fighter is synonymous with fighting games. Details are incredibly light on the ground in a moment on Street Fighter 6, and besides the very short teaser trailer, all we know is this project will feature Luke, the last playable character revealed in Street Fighter 5. It's safe to assume it will still be a 6-button fighter, but in terms of what fresh mechanics will be added, remains to be seen. Okay guys, we're going to level with you. We were a little bit cheeky when we were making this list, and we kind of know that bigger numbers are more exciting. So even though Capcom Fighting Collection is technically one game, we count it as 10. Hey listen, don't hate the player, hate the algorithm. Capcom Fighting Collection is, surprise surprise, a collection of Capcom fighting games from the arcade era. It features games from the Darkstalkers, Pocket Fighter and Street Fighter series, as well as Cyberbots and the console debut of the cult classic Red Earth. Another cheeky addition to the list is the Breakers Collection. Breakers Collection features both Breakers and Breakers Revenge, as well as brand new content for the Neo Geo cult classics. It features the early 90s gameplay that you know and love, but with the addition of rollback, it makes its online experiences go down a lot smoother. And that's our list. What fighting games are you looking forward to the most? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments below, and check out the following vids if you're looking for your next endgame fix. Bye!